Okay, good evening, everyone. Yeah, we are live. Just want to check the live button. Yes, we are live. Good evening. Sorry for the delay, just a few minutes late there. Yes, hi, Tayan. How you doing there? Glad you attended. Guys, we're going to try and keep it. The last one we done a few weeks ago went on for about 2 hours. Sorry for the delay. Yes, hi, Tayan. Just 2 seconds. We just switched that delay off. There we go. Sorry for that, guys. So yeah, we're going to try and keep it to less than an hour, perhaps 45 minutes. The last one we done went on for about 2 hours. Lots of information there, but we're going to try and keep it a bit shorter and sweeter tonight. I got 4 great people on tonight. The CEO of the company, obviously the main guy, Bill Rowell, and I've got the other 3 guys, 1 lady. The 2 of them are my uplines, and that's Bill Wilmot and Prem Johal, and the lady there is a lady called Claudia. I never pronounce your name right. Claudia, is it Claudia Erfurt? And you were obviously based in Germany. And Claudia is the top earner and has been in Swiss Global since the beginning 8 years ago. So we come on to those guys and ladies in a bit. But we're going to come straight to the main guy tonight, the CEO of the company, Swiss Global. I've been involved in this company probably a month or so now. I'm not really counting the days and the weeks, but probably a month or 2, and I'm starting to get very interested in what's going on. Lots of changes taking place. And what I like about this is already been going sort of 8 years. You know, I've been involved in a number of opportunities over the last 10 years. A lot of them come and go, and I am really settled in one opportunity. And I really think I found something here which I could settle in with and give my full attention to. And that's the reason for the opportunity for this hangout tonight, is to try and get some questions put to the CEO. Let's see what the fuss is all about, and basically see what the difference this company is offering, Swiss Global, compared to all the other opportunities out there. There's hundreds out there, as we all know, MLM companies, affiliate marketing opportunities. So I want to put Bill Rowell on the spot himself and try and put him through probably a few tough questions. Perhaps the rest of us can all chip in as well. And let's see how Bill performs with all this. So over to you, Bill Rowell, and if you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, what you've been up to the last 10 years, and you can give us a presentation on what we got to offer here, the Swiss Global. Over to you, Bill.
Well, thank you so much, Adrian, for the introduction. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that's fine, Bill.
Well, my name is Bill Rowell, and I'm actually living in Zurich, Switzerland for the last couple of years. Prior to that, I lived in Frankfurt, Germany for the 8 years prior to that, but by my accent, for many of you, you'll know that I'm not actually German or Swiss. I'm actually Australian. So, and if you'll have to bear with me a minute. I'm traveling with some business right now, so I'm out of a hotel room, so I hope the internet connection is actually fine. But you know, Bill, Adrian, I should say, you spoke about a few things in that introduction, you know, about many companies coming and going and different things like that. Well, I think one of the important issues, it's a really serious subject we're speaking about here. We're living in changing times. And I think, you know, creating wealth, it takes time. It takes real tangible assets to actually do that. Now, with this changing world, how did I get involved in Swiss Global, being an Australian? What's my story? What's my journey? So let me touch on that just briefly so I can paint a bit of a picture where I've come from myself. I was born in Melbourne, Australia, raised on a dairy farm, 1 of 8 children. My father passed away in the 1970s. He was a farmer and a motor mechanic. So whenever I think of him, he was pretty much head down, butt up, working to provide for the family, which many of you, I'm sure, could associate with as well, with your parents and grandparents, etc. But I come to realize, you know, we had a good upbringing with great values. But if I continued to do what primarily previous generations or my, let's say, environment did, I would have lived pretty much the same life. And I wanted to experience and live a very different life. I'm very grateful for the upbringing and opportunities that I had. But I realized when I looked at the system, if I really wanted to live a different life, I had to actually think differently and do things differently. So in 1986, a bit of a story even to 1986, I bought my first hotel in Australia, and over the next 20 years I owned 4 hotels and was very successful at it, and I loved being a hotelier, to be quite honest. In 2003 I went to Zurich, Switzerland. I wanted to invest in an international energy fund, so I flew into Zurich, Switzerland, met at the Grant Thornton accountant's office, and I met a bullion banker there, and he introduced me to the world of investing into real tangible wealth, not investing into air. Now, I primarily, up until that time, I was a go-getter. I'm still a go-getter as such, but I never actually considered about wealth preservation. I was earning lots of cash flow. I'd owned and operated 4 hotels. But I realized in that meeting of 2003 that the money that I was actually earning, the longer I actually held on to it, the less it would actually buy. In fact, the system is designed to keep us on the treadmill. It really, I believe, it keeps billions of people around the world enslaved. But before I continue with the story, I might share a couple of slides. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine, Bill. Yeah, you go ahead.
Because I'm not a rocket scientist.
Yeah, you go ahead, please.
Hangout. So let me see if I know how to do this. I'm sharing my screen now, I think, am I? Just tell me when it's there.
Moment. You can still see you at the moment.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
It means I did something wrong. Okay, I'm just taking a little bit down here. Just excuse me for one moment. Share screen.
Yeah, the green button with the white arrow, share screen, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, okay. Let me see that. And then I'll go here. Now, can you see my screen?
No.
Boy.
Can anyone else? Prem, Claudia, can you see this screen?
I click the button saying share screen, and I click on it'll be this one here. Full screen. Okay. So start sharing screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see a screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a quick question, guys. Am I on camera now, or is Bill on camera?
You are.
I'm on.
I got you in your picture and his slides, yeah?
So you can see Bill's screen now, can you?
I can now.
Okay. Fire away, Bill.
Right,
Okay.
Adrian, there we are. That's fine.
Okay, great. So I'll back up to, so in 2003, after having a successful 20 years of being a hotel operator and owner, I flew into Zurich, Switzerland. I was introduced to the world of investing into real companies, companies of tangible wealth. And this really interested me because during the 1990s, being a hotelier, and I was doing quite well, I invested into a lot of dot-com companies at that particular time. And many of you may be familiar with that particular period. There was a huge growth, huge expansion, and pretty much any company you bought shares in, of course, you could make money until the bubble burst. And at the end of the game, of course, it was only the company standing with real tangible wealth that actually survived the actual crash and had some value. So when this bullion banker introduced me to the world of precious metals, that we money, understanding this. And so primarily from that period on, I really engaged myself understanding monetary history, because I think that is truly important. And as this cartoon says here, those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. And primarily the odds are stacked against us. We need to understand what is money. And I was not educated about this. I grew up in a pretty simple environment, no silver spoon in the mouth. And we were really forbidden to be able to speak about money at the kitchen table. It was bad manners in such respect. So I had to learn the hard way. I don't believe that we have to stand by and just observe the people who do not understand the monetary system to become a victim to it. I believe it's our moral responsibility to actually share the wisdom and knowledge that we actually do have. And that's one of the main reasons why I developed Swiss Gold Global actually in 2008. So backing up 2003, I'm in Zurich, Switzerland. I ended up flying to America, walking across oil and gas sites, seeing the oil coming out of the ground, seeing these funny oil pumps and gas pumps. So I knew what I was investing in. What I knew that I was investing in something of tangible wealth that was going to generate income time over time again, dividend-wise, because there was tangible assets there that were needed for the necessities of life. So in 2008, I was thinking about things over a number of years. And myself and the bullion banker, we wanted to provide a concept where we could provide gold, the money of kings, and put that into the hands of ordinary people. Now, I refer to myself as a pretty ordinary sort of guy, but one thing's for sure, I had no understanding about what money actually is. And there's Robert Kiyosaki, the great financial educator. Many of you would be familiar with Robert Kiyosaki in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. He calls cash as trash. This stuff here, doesn't matter if it's euros, Swiss francs, British pounds, whatever. Today it's pretty much paper and just has the value that you believe that it actually does have. So when I was introduced to the world of silver, and actually when you drop this stuff, it makes a bit of a different noise than, of course, what paper wealth does in one respect. But when I learnt and understood over 5,000 years of history that gold and silver has been a core standard for wealth preservation for the financially elite, royalty, and the rulers of empires, I thought, boy, why can't we have some of that as well? But I came to discover it wasn't really set up to make it easy for the average man or woman to be able to get engaged in this. That was really the beginning of the company of Swiss Gold Global. So for years now, since 2008, I founded the Swiss company. And we've been serving thousands of members around the world. We've shipped gold and silver to over 40, 45 countries. It's not the easiest thing to ship, as you could expect. It's not like something like a shampoo or a juice. It's something of real tangible value. So sometimes we do have challenges with it, but of course, there's a great demand for it in today's actual world. When I understood that gold and silver had a store of value, of course, my whole understanding about building wealth and accumulating wealth then turned to preserving wealth. Now, gold and silver is one of the probably smaller parts of your portfolio. In fact, the bullion banker that introduced me to this particular area of gold and silver at that particular time said maybe 3 to 5%. Living in an environment today. In fact, your paper currency, I don't think we can see my screen, but if I show you this money, your paper currency, whether it's the British pound, whether it's a US dollar, whether it's the Australian dollar, whether it's the Japanese yen, whatever currency you're saving in right now, I want you to have a clear understanding between now and the next 8 to 10 years, it's going to buy less than half than what it will today. Your buying power of your currency is going to be reduced by over 50% in the next 8 to 10 years. Now, when I realized this many years ago, I thought, Bill, wow, you better get you better get yourself into gear here. You need to double your income plus a lot more in the next 7 to 8 years just to maintain where you are. Because our purchasing power of our currencies is greatly depreciating. The longer you hold on to your paper currency, the less it's going to buy. So diversification became a key ingredient to my wealth building strategy. And we made this available for many members all around the world. Because the point I want to make, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, this statement here, for example, is from John Maynard Keynes, the great British economist, and primarily we live under a Keynesian economic system. And when you read this and when you truly understand what the statement says, you'll have a clear understanding that the economic system is designed to transfer the wealth away from you back to the central system. See, wealth is never lost. It's changing, it's just transferring either to you or it's transferring away from you. Well, the system is designed to transfer away from you through the effects of inflation. And the only way to really actually protect yourself from that is, of course, with gold and silver. Now, for Swiss Gold Global, in the 21st century, we also believe the emergence of the crypto world, cryptographic currency, is truly important. The blockchain technology, the global payment platforms and facilities it can provide is really unlimited. And in fact, I think it's very, very exciting, even though it's in its infancy. It doesn't really have a long history. It's only primarily 4 or 5 years. It's really built up momentum, absolutely maximum 4 or 5 years in that particular sense. So we as a company moving forward believe we shouldn't just provide our members with Swiss certified gold and silver. We also should be able to provide you with the money, let's say the currency of the 21st century. I'm talking about a currency that's listed on a public exchange, a decentralized system, to make that available for our members as well. So the new Swiss Gold Global 2.0 that will be launched at the end of this particular month will allow members to be paid to save in gold and silver, to be paid to save in Bitcoin. You'll be able to convert your cryptocurrency to Swiss certified gold and silver. It's going to be a very liquid platform. And of course, the end game is you'll be able to get paid out in your currency on our global payout system, which is truly important, of course, because you're here because you want to actually have more success in life. You're here because you want to have more time freedom in life. And even though what I've said in the last maybe 10 minutes has been negating currencies, the truth of the matter is we still need it. We need to live in a liquid environment where we have our cash. We still have to have British pounds and US dollars and Japanese yen and euro, etc., etc. But you know what? Diversification is key, absolute key. So having some gold and silver is a very smart thing to do, a great wealth strategy to do. Having some Bitcoins and diversification into the cryptocurrency world is also a very smart thing to do. And our platform of Swiss Gold Global 2.0 is going to allow you to do that very easily and very cost effectively. It says here by Alan Greenspan, I just want to make the point on the importance of investing in the companies or being involved with companies and with assets that are going to be around a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, generations away from now. Because we're not just talking about building wealth for yourself. What about your children or your children's children? A transfer of wealth. I mean, you're saving British pounds, you're saving Australian dollars or whatever currency it might be, and you want to transfer that currency to your children. Every 10 years, you're transferring probably 60% less than what you actually save because of loss of purchasing power. So with our basket of what we're going to be offering with Swiss Gold Global 2.0, you're going to get the best of all worlds. You're going to get gold and silver, as people do now. They've been doing it for many years around the world, but you're now going to be also be able to tap into the 21st century currency, which I call, of course, the crypto world. Why is gold value? Now, many of you may be familiar with this, but I'm going to share with this anyway, because this simple example, which was presented to me in Zurich in 2003 at an accountant's office on a whiteboard, it changed my whole idea about building wealth. Yes, you've got to have cash flow. That's really important, but we need to be able to preserve our wealth as well. And we can do that through many ways. But this person said to me, throughout history, rulers of empires, royalty, and the financial elite have always put part of their paper wealth into physical gold. And I said, why, Philip? And he said, well, an ounce of gold in Roman times would actually clothe a person. And you can go back 100 years ago, the same thing. You could take an ounce of gold and actually you could buy a three-piece suit shirt and tie and a pair of leather shoes with an ounce of gold, or the equivalent of $20 US, because $20 US at that time would buy you 1 ounce of gold, or the equivalent of a three-piece suit shirt and tie and leather shoes. And of course, his next thing, Philip said to me, Bill, what could you buy with this $20 note today? And here we were in Zurich. This is 13 years ago. And I joked with him. I said, Philip, we just came from having coffee and cake in downtown Zurich, and that cost us pretty much the equivalent of $20. He pulled out some gold and he said, what about an ounce of this? And of course, it doesn't matter. Even today, of course, I can exchange an ounce of gold into any currency anywhere in the world, and I'm still going to be able to clothe myself very, very, very well. That is why the financial elite over time always put a part of their wealth, of their paper currency, and I would say in the 21st century, digital currency, into physical gold, because it has a history of having a store of value. It's diversification. It's the smallest part of your portfolio, but we believe it's important, and it's very liquid as well, which is an important part to understand as well. Central banks around the world collectively have about 30,000 metric tons of the stuff stored, hoarding it around the world. Why do they do that? Well, of course, they understand. These are the same people that want us to believe in their paper currencies, yet they themselves hedge their position by having physical gold. Silver also has been a precious metal. It's been the money of the people for thousands of years. Back in the 1920s, an ounce of silver was priced at 67 cents, and you could buy a very good meal for 67 cents back at that time. Well, today, doesn't matter where I am, 67 cents may buy me 15 minutes, 20 minutes on a parking meter. That's about it. But the same ounce of silver, anywhere in the world, and I travel a lot, I know can still give me a very good meal today. Who's buying up the silver? Well, look at here. We see JP Morgan, and we see Shanghai Futures Exchange accumulating nearly 70 million ounces of silver in the last 3 to 4 years. Significant hoarding of these precious metals. The great thing about Swiss Gold Global is you too can do that very easily, very simply, and with safety. All of our gold and silver is produced in Switzerland. There's only 5 refineries in the world which are London bullion market accredited to be a referee refiner. And that's where we have chosen to have our gold and silver actually refined, produced, and shipped to you. We don't get to play or touch your gold. It's held all within what we call the London bullion market chain of integrity. I also produce our own private collectible range. You can see one on the right-hand side there. That's a 3-ounce King David collectible. And this here is the story of Joseph. Joseph from the Old Testament. It's a great metaphoric story. Of course, savings, 7 years of prosperity followed by 7 years of famine. Of course, the Pharaoh and Joseph put the nation on a savings plan. Well, the funny thing about this modern world today is during times of prosperity, most people are consumers. They have no savings. They have no savings. Well, we here as a company, as Swiss Gold Global, want to reintroduce the purpose. And people start to thinking about, what is your savings? How are you saving? Are you diversified? How are you going to retire? How is your money performing? Are you involved in the 21st century money, as in, meaning Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Okay, they have a short history, but I think it's important to be involved in them as well. We also offer you a range of mentors and coaches. Now, why is this so important? Your company's called Swiss Gold Global. Bill, why do you have these people providing educational and personal development programs? Well, for me, if I look at successful people around the world, one thing they have in common is they study. They're very positive, they're very focused, they know where they are, they know exactly where they're going. But me as a young guy coming off the farm, I wasn't so clear. So when I was introduced to these programs of Bob Proctor, which is now called the Proctor Gallagher Institute, I got really engaged in them. And I can assure you, my life has changed dramatically, coming from the farm, owning 4 hotels from 1986 to 2005, I sold the last one, and then founding a Swiss company, living in Europe the last 12 years. Lots have changed in my life. People say, what created that change for you, Bill? Was it luck? No such thing as luck. It's the preparation, it's your understanding. It's your understanding of what's going on around you, what you need to do to move forward in a given environment. And all these programs that we offer as part of our membership, I believe can truly, without a question, transform your life. You know, Amazon generates the online business. I love it. You know, it's a changed world we're living in. You know, the way we communicate, we're interconnected. But Amazon, it generates over 70 billion a year in annual revenue. Significant empire of wealth they generate. That's fantastic service they provide. 40% of that comes from affiliates. You like one of their products and services and you share it, you're going to get paid. Well, Swiss Gold Global is the same deal. You like our product and service, we're also going to pay you when someone buys our product and service. I'm not talking about buying air. I'm talking about buying real, tangible products and services. Now, what have I done here? Okay. We have a generous compensation plan, but let me just touch on the ways for, before there's any questions coming, let me just touch on how you can get engaged with Swiss Gold Global. Okay, there's a free account where you convert your paper wealth directly into physical gold and silver, and we can ship it to you, and we do ship. We're shipping pretty much every day as we speak right now in different parts of the world. You can be a premium member, and you're a premium member and an affiliate. As a member, it's a one-time payment of $150, and it's just $50 per month. And of course, 25% of that is physical silver, which means you paid your $150, less than 25%, which is really money. $38 of that is silver. It is yours. It's in your account. You can log into your account the next day. You can actually sell that back straight away if you wanted to. It's your silver. But the idea, of course, is as part of the monthly program, $50 per month, we keep accumulating your silver. We keep building up the prosperity consciousness and your silver saver account. And as you move forward, you can also set up gold savings accounts as well, and you receive our Swiss Gold Silver platform. You also receive all of our premium membership packages. As a premium member, I get many questions about, okay, I've been accumulating gold and silver, but what happens if I need some cash straight away? What happens if I need some British pounds or euros or US dollars or Australian dollars very quickly because of the unexpected bill coming in? Well, it's designed to be very simple. Unlike banks and maybe large banks, which you may be plugged into a term deposit or an insurance policy, if you get out early, or even a retirement fund, if you take if you take part of that policy or liquidate part of it earlier than expected, you'll pay penalties. Well, with Swiss Gold Global, we don't charge you any spread. Whatever you log into your account, you say, I want to sell so many ounces of silver, so many ounces of gold. It goes to the London bullion market pricing the next day, and that's the money you get within 3 to 5 working days. That money's back in your account. So gold and silver is very, very liquid. I'm moving this the wrong way. Of course, the member program is for those who just want to be able to save in gold and get engaged in our programs, of course, educational programs. But if you want to actually earn income, and I think earning multiple sources of income today is absolutely key. To rely on a single income, I think, is one of the most riskiest things you could ever do in your life today. The institutions that we're all programmed and conditioned to believe in, many of them no longer exist today. Yet many of these fragile or big names out there, but their asset base and their balance sheets, which are very fragile, are managing our retirement funds. So I think to take charge and take responsibility of where we are today in our own finances is really, it's not just responsible, it's the intelligent and smart thing to do. So to become an affiliate with Swiss Gold Global, where you can get paid to save in gold, silver, and in the future crypto as well, it's a one-time payment of $199. Then it's just $50 per month, of which of that, $50 is silver. So the real cost is really only $149, to be quite honest, because silver is money. You can liquidate it next day. You can keep accumulating it for $50 per month. 25% of that is actually silver. Part of it goes to the $30, that $50 also goes into the affiliate program. And plus you get all the benefits of no sellback fees. You get free storage of your gold and silver savings programs as well. You can also take physical delivery, and you can transfer. You can transfer if Adrian is in the UK and he's got a relation or a good friend in Sydney, Australia. If he wants to transfer some grams and they're KYC approved, he can actually transfer real money from his account to their account as well. So it's a very, very liquid platform. But I know, from being an entrepreneur now since 1986, a long time, lots of things discovered, many mistakes. One thing I know for sure, if you want to set yourself free, you've got to have residual income. You've got to be making some income while you're asleep. Trading time for money, it's not a negative thing. Having a job is a great thing. We need people to render service, of course. But by itself, to achieve financial independence, it is proven, time and time again, many generations of it proven it to us, that your chances of becoming financially independent are very, very slim. In fact, probably only 5 out of 100 actually make the grade. You need to be able to leverage your time, compound your time, means compounding of money, very important. You need to have a system that you can duplicate, share and duplicate and generate, of course, commissions for that. Wealth preservation, we've touched on that regarding the gold and silver, and I think diversification into cryptographic currencies is also an important part there. But as I deal with Dubai, I'm actually a licensed gold and silver, actually also diamonds and precious stone trader, but I primarily specialize in precious metals. I'm licensed in Dubai as well. I deal with banks over there. And this is a brochure from one of the banks I walked into that I do business with. And the brochure says referring is rewarding. So if I refer their services, you actually get paid a commission. Fantastic. I thought to myself, that's the business we're in. That's the business you're in. It's a smart business to be in. As I said, our compensation plan, it's pretty simple to understand. It's a unilevel. We pay fast track commissions. So we work with 5 people. Now, many of you may be familiar with Don Fowler and Nancy Fowler. In the multi-level marketing or home-based business industry, they're pretty much icons. They've been in the game for 40 years. Now, they love what we do, and they provide coaching. Nancy Fowler and Don Fowler provide live coaching to our members on a monthly basis as well. But they built an organization, not with our company, with another home-based business company of over 800,000 members, which they're still involved in. But they believe in gold and silver, and they believe in giving back. So they hold coaching programs for our people, and they teach how they built their large organization and to generate wealth. They said, work with 5, work and duplicate with 5 people. That's what they've done in their large organization they had. And with Swiss Gold Global, when of course you sign up 5 people, again, it's only $199. You're going to pick up $350 in commissions. You've already got your money back. You've already got your silver paid for. You could already set up a gold saver account, or you'll be able to in the future course, buy into cryptocurrencies as well to be able to diversify. And of course, as you can see here, I'll just go through this very quickly. And this is just from a $50 a month program, of which 25% of that is actually physical Swiss silver. 5 people, as you can see here, 5 people, duplicate that to a second level, you're already making 4 times your money and getting your silver for free. But the whole idea, of course, you're not going to set yourself financially free, independent with $200 a month. So over time, as you share and as you work and support each other, your money, your organization, your gold and silver, and your crypto wallet will keep expanding and growing and creating real tangible wealth for you in a very liquid platform. And it's globally based with an 8-year-old company. So that's what we offer you from Swiss Gold Global. I won't go into the pay plan, but that might give people a bit of an understanding, Adrian, of my story, where we've been, where we're heading, and the purpose of why we exist and why my passion is to share this with people around the world, because I know that the system that we live under globally keeps billions of people financially imprisoned. And I think platforms like ours and others out there as well, which sell real tangible products, can help people build wealth and give them a better quality of life, because in the end, that's truly what it's about.
Okay. That's great. That's great, Bill. Thanks for that. That's a lot of information to take in. We've got about 20 people on this hangout here. We've probably got a few people. I think there's about 36 people watching on the YouTube channel. So yeah, it's great to see a lot of people have tuned into this. I'm hoping to do something myself similar to this, hopefully on a weekly basis, just to keep it going in regards to what's going on here. You know, gold, silver, Bitcoin. Bill, just one question: why do you think this seems to be a sort of lack of education when it comes to all this, with regards to saving in gold and silver, and obviously Bitcoin, as you just added in there? So what do you think the problem's been then? Because I wish I'd started saving in gold and silver, you know, since when I left school, you know, sort of 20 years ago. I'd probably be sitting a lot nicer than I am now if I'd started saving $50 or $100 or $200 a month out of my wages when I was in an employed situation, you know. So what do you think the problem is? And just a lack of education over the last 20 years of people acquiring gold and silver?
It's a great question, Adrian. And to be quite honest, I think that's the way they want us to be. I think we've been dumbed down over a long period of time, but through the power of the internet, through the power of transparency, through the power of Facebook and other social media means, information is flowing more easier, and people have been able to learn more online, for example. And what you and I did not know, I think a lot of younger people do know today. They're awakened to this. But I primarily believe, as Professor John Maynard Keynes, the British economist, said, is the system is designed to transfer the wealth away from you. And part of that is actually done by keeping us dumbed down in one sense. But we're living in a changed world. And this is where really the crypto world also comes in to help set people free as well, being a decentralized system. So it's all interlinked. And I think the great part about gold and silver, it has a history. You know, it's not just hasn't been around for 2 or 3 years. And I think there'll be lots of changes when it comes to cryptocurrency as we move forward as well, because it's still very, very young. But to be able to blend both of them, the new with the old, diversify, which is a key word that I learned in business, and to accumulate and preserve wealth over time is a key thing. So that's my feeling on it, Adrian. But I like you, wished I had some great mentors and coaches around me that knew this stuff, because I was not introduced to this until 2003. I'm 58 this year, so I wish I had learned it a lot earlier also.
And so obviously Swiss Gold Global is an 8-year-old company, but you've only now recently, in the last couple of days or week or so, decided to bring Bitcoin on board. What made you make that decision?
Well, we actually made the decision a long time ago, actually, Adrian. But like in all things in business, it takes time to plan things and get things engineered. And technology and timing is an important thing. We've been following it for some time, for some years now. when even when Bitcoin was up around the $1,200 mark and pulled back and went down to what, 255 or 260 or something like that, I think it was. But we believe in the blockchain. We believe in the transparency. We believe in it as a payment system. We believe that you need to have if you want to win, you've got to have your fingers in the game. Now, I wouldn't say back your house on it or back your life on it, but to have an understanding. And the only way you can get an understanding of things is to be engaged in it. So what we bring to the table is the same as gold and silver. We're not telling you to sell your house and all your assets to put it in the gold and silver. That would be an irresponsible and stupid thing to do. But to have a simple platform which is affordable, less than $1.60 per day for a person, and actually 40 or 50 cents of that per day goes to physical silver or more. It's really no risk. So this gives people the understanding that they can come in, they can be engaged, they can learn, they can apply, and most importantly, they can transfer the knowledge to the next generation. However, I must say with that, it's normally the next generations that are transferring knowledge back to us because they understand it better than what we do, Adrian.
Okay, that's great, Bill. So anyway, you can switch your screen share off there now, if you don't mind. That'd be great. And
switch the screen share off, did you say?
Yeah, if you can switch the screen share off now to bring yourself back onto camera. That's it. That's great. Okay, Bill, thanks for that. We'll move on. We'll come back to you in a bit. Is that all right?
No problem. I'm here, Adrian. I'll just mute myself.
Okay, great stuff. So let's get ladies first in situation. So Claudia, are you on microphone? Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Oh, great stuff.
And I can talk now because the restaurant is closing. Nobody in here anymore. I'm also traveling, so.
Oh, all right. Okay, that's great. Anyway, guys, I only know Claudia the last couple of weeks since a month or so since I got involved with Swissco Global. But Claudia, all I understand, she's been in Swissco Global since the beginning. So she's been there right at the beginning. I think more or less the first person that got involved or joined. So it's 8 years in the making. And I'm understanding as well she's the top earner within the company. So just over to yourself, Claudia, and just introduce yourself a couple of minutes and tell us what's been happening over the last 8 years and what's been going on really, and what's all the excitement about.
Thanks, Adrian. Very, very great to be here, of course, here on this call. Well, yes, I'm since 8 years involved really in the company. I knew Bill before that because I was involved prior into a network marketing company working for corporate. And I was sort of very stuck because I was working for corporate and, seeing all those big bonus checks, going by, but it was never in my pocket. So can you imagine we work in a billion-dollar company and you see those beautiful, nice big checks, but you never have a part of it. And so I was, pretty frustrated and struggled and ready to leave, of course, and looking for other opportunities, looking for alternatives. Obviously, I couldn't join that company because I was corporate. It was forbidden for me. And then, as things go, when you put something out, afford, and then something will appear. And Bill, he had been planning because he had met this bullion banker, as he said. So he actually approached me and he said, and I was excited. I was excited about gold and silver. I mean, gold's diamond's best friend, but we love gold and silver too. I was totally excited by this idea. That's how I got really started with it. I had no idea really about gold and silver because you got to imagine, I come from East Germany, actually, was born in East Germany, and they did flee East Germany before the wall came down, before the Iron Curtain came down. But I remember my grandparents, they had still those old notes, those trillion notes and billion notes and whatsoever. And I never really understood. And so I never understood really money. And so I learned about gold and silver. I learned about precious metals really because of Bill and because of this bullion banker. And I really saw, hey, you know what, that is my mission. That's going to be my mission to share with people, because it is so sad when you know something and you want to share that with people. Other people don't really, they have no clue about that. And so for me, it becomes really a purpose, a mission to share with people that knowledge, because I believe if I do not share this knowledge, even though not everybody joins, but if I don't share this knowledge, I believe I do harm to people because I got to know that knowledge, and so that's my obligation, my moral obligation to share it. And that's what I do since then. I really love the concept what we have, and I'm just getting more excited. I have been, I actually got in this Bitcoin really when it started. I heard about it. Can't remember how, but somehow through the internet, and I heard about it, and it was always very triggering, of course, for me, and I was really interested in all that new currency as well, because I didn't want to this time miss out. Yes, and so I'm very excited about the future, what we have. I'm also very, very excited about, we see so many companies come and go, and who think you may think it's competition, but it's really not, because there's no such one which is so solid like what we have here. Because, you know, you can look at all their history of all those different companies, but there is no such a solid foundation what we have. And that, of course, gives me even more excited, because I know, well, you know, once we launch the crypto model with it, I mean, boy, this is going to absolutely, you know, rocket the industry, shape the industry, because we are a solid company, and we have a solid product, and we have a very solid compensation plan. Very, very important, because for us leaders out there, yes, there may be some very shiny ones, but very often they crumble very quick as well. So we're really, we have been working, of course, Swissquote Global being developed by the industry icon, Mike Sheffield. I mean, there is no other one who builds such solid pay plans. And so this was developed for Swissquote Global. So, I mean, we are really, really trustworthy in that sense. So with that, that's what I wanted to share. I'm very excited for you guys, because you're going to join at a point of time in the company's history which will really now make a big impact. So thank you.
Okay, that's great, Claudia. That's great. So as you can see, guys, Claudia's been at for 8 years, so that takes some doing. I've been, God knows how many businesses I've been in over the last 8 years, but it's great to be able to sort of stick to one business, and that's what my plan is over the next couple of years. And there's lots of shiny objects out there, as we all know. Lots of things come and go, and I come from a property background, so I understand the importance of owning assets. You know, property, obviously, that's where I made all my money. So this is why I'm here. So obviously to take my gold, and I'm already involved in Bitcoin, but now Bitcoin has entered the Swissquote Global space. That's even better for me, so I can start saving even more now in Bitcoin and now gold and silver. That's the plan while I'm here. And I'm assuming, Claudia, any people I bring into the team, I can arrange any calls with you, or a three-way call to use your experience. Is that okay?
Absolutely, you can do that. I'm very happy and excited to talk to all those people you're going to bring on the call.
Okay.
And she speaks about 7 or 8 languages too, Adrian, so you know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes. That's brilliant. Okay, then thanks, Claudia, for that. That's great. Let's move on to Bill Wilmot now. Are you there, Bill?
I am indeed. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Bill introduced me to the business a month or so ago. So just give a quick introduction, Bill, who you are, and what's your background, and from an internet marketing point of view, and if you're in a traditional sort of job situation right now, and just introduce everyone to what you're about, basically. Fire away.
Yeah, sure. Well, my background is financial services, corporate background. So, you know, it's quite a departure for me to be in networking. I sort of kind of fell into it by accident, really. And I guess I've had a journey like many people trying to find a right business, you know, because sometimes these things, as I mentioned already, they don't always last that long. So, I mean, I met Prem through networking a while ago, and he mentioned to me that he had a project coming up. So he'd already given me the heads up, really. So we had a chat about this, and you know, I saw it straight away for what it was. So I'm really excited about what's coming as well. I mean, you know, every time I hear Claudia speak, she's so excited all the time. I mean, she's been here 8 years, yeah, and she's still excited. So that tells me something about the company she's working with. So for me, yeah, it's all around, you know, the opportunity. And I think Prem might touch on later, if you compare gold to property, that they are similar in being assets, but they have very similar characteristics as well in the way they're actually treated legally. But for me, the combination of the gold and silver and obviously the crypto market is amazing. And when we joined, we didn't even know it was coming, guys. So we only found out recently, but it's been a year in the making. Yeah, and we're almost there. So we're 4 weeks away roughly from the launch, and we've got a lot to look forward to. So I'm looking forward to a prosperous future, really. That's me in a nutshell.
Okay, thanks a lot for that, Bill. That's great stuff. So over to you now. I'm Prem. A guy called Prem Johal. I'm understanding that Prem brought Bill in, and Bill has brought me into the business. So I've had a few long conversations with Prem over the last couple of weeks, doing a few three-way calls with some of my prospects and people I'm bringing in. Prem definitely has got the expertise on what's going on here, and his background's in, well, he'll explain now, I think he has a long history of time in banking and gold and silver over the last 15 years. Is that right, Prem? Over to you to introduce yourself.
Thanks, Adrian. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. So hello, everyone. Prem Johal. By education, I'm an economist. By career, I did wealth management in the City of London at the sort of very top level of client advice. We used to generally advise people with $3 to $25 million. That was the average range of account size. And I got into this because of the credit crisis. Actually, Bitcoin exists because of the credit crisis. It wouldn't have been there. It came as a solution because there were some serious issues with the global economy. And I began seeing a pattern that just wasn't changing. The issues, the core problems that created that crisis were never really solved, were never really dealt with properly. They were just sort of papered over. So as I observed this, I was desperately trying to find a way to, first of all, get out of banking, because it's one thing to advise a very wealthy person who's already got a lot of money. I ended up making rich people even more rich. But in my own case, I was the employee. So a bit like what Claudia shared earlier, I could see big fat wire transfers, but none of those were mine. They were always the clients. So I found, I've done big trades. My biggest trade was £100 million, believe it or not. It was a block order, but anyway. I found a solution in network marketing, and I joined another gold-based MLM. I did reasonably well. I started to do well, but I saw very quickly that my team they were not able to duplicate, for a simple reason that business model just wasn't right or fair for everybody. It favored those who are able to recruit very aggressively. In July this year, I came across, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't find Swiss Gold Global sooner, but now that I've found it, I'm all out. This is my primary focus, and I make myself available, as Adrian mentioned, also to Bill, also with Claudia when she's available. We're all there together. And the idea is not just to educate or anything. Gold and silver are actually common sense. Deep down, everybody knows I ought to have some. That's why our popular culture, our imagination always talks about the gold medal, or he's a golden chap, or the usage of our language tells us, informs us that this is something that is good but has been missing from our lives because we've been distracted by so many things. And I can tell you this very comfortably: every qualified, licensed financial advisor in the world would ordinarily be trained to say, if a person has a large amount of money to invest, 5 to 10% should be in precious metals. And the reality is, even if you had $1 billion, not everybody actually does it. It needs a follow through. Excuse me. Most of the time, people looking for gold and silver stumble on, well, what do I buy? Which bar do I buy? What brand should it be? I don't know anything about it. What if I get ripped off? What if I, don't do what I'm supposed to do? And what if I put all my money in one go and then, the next day the price drops, I'll be sitting on a loss. There are all kinds of considerations people have, and which is why they, even if they have money, now Adrian obviously has been in property before, he's got cash flow and liquidity, but when it comes to buying gold and silver, he would have hesitated thinking, well, I don't know enough about it. I'll put it off until later. And you can live your whole life putting it off until later. So, excuse me. We have a solution here that ticks so many different boxes. As Claudia mentioned, from a legal and compliance perspective, we have the absolute top-notch MLM experts who put our compensation plan together. We have Pedigree, which is the best, possibly the best gold supplier and gold and silver supplier in the world, with a dedicated license from them in order to distribute their product. We have a track record of 8 years. We have celebrities like Bob Proctor supporting our organization, and their training is available to our members. So when you start ticking all the boxes, everything just makes sense. But now comes the real accelerator, which is why I'm so excited, which is what this Hangout really is about. 29th, I think, end of this month, when the crypto exchange goes live, a lot is going to change. The ability to swiftly transfer using Bitcoin, which is a legitimate cryptocurrency. There are some that aren't, but an exchange-listed, legitimate cryptocurrency where even the central banks are now looking at adopting technology to adapt to this new phenomenon. Whether Bitcoin stays the same or has a different version going forward remains to be seen, but the availability of tapping into this massive market of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency enthusiasts and offering a gold and silver platform all in the same business model is just absolutely very, very exciting to me. I think more details will come at some point in how the compensation works, but I personally am looking at getting some mining capacity and earning Bitcoin passively without having to work for it. And I would love to introduce more people to the system and earn bonuses in Bitcoin as well as gold and silver as a consequence. And that's why I'm here. So I try to give value, but in that value is also this a very straightforward logic. We are not dealing with a perishable, consumable product. Nothing we've got is going to ever be flushed down the toilet, if you will. You know, this is money. So it literally leaves your bank account where the banking system is again under pressure. Read the news. You will see it all over the media. And the media, the news, whether it's right or wrong, positive or negative, whatever it is, they are doing our job for us. They are telling you gold and silver might be the way to be and how cryptocurrency is getting more prominence. So you're getting money out of your account in the form of fiat money, dollars, euros, whatever, putting it back into your own account, which is gold, silver, or Bitcoin, and both are yours. Nothing is lost in between. And the availability of transferring from one to the other and the speed at which you can do it, relatively speaking, relative to a pension or an illiquid mutual fund that has, you know, a 20-day settlement period or whatever. Instead of that, you have the ability of swapping a dying and worthless paper-based system in a fragile, creaking and hurting banking system, and you have this place which is us, that is a refuge. And we are a refuge in a way to money. 700 billion British pounds are sitting in deposits across the country, earning pennies in interest over the year. That's the annual rate of interest. And they're dying while they're sitting there because inflation, of course, just 1% inflation and 0.5% of interest rate means that the additional 0.5% is the actual loss in the value, in the purchasing power of your pound. So that's a lot of money in the UK banking system alone waiting to find a good home. And no financial advisor I've ever come across has done a good job of making sure. Hey, Ryan.
Yo, hey, how you doing?
Good, good. Can I put you on mute, Ryan?
Yeah, sure. You'll be a mute.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. I think it's still on.
He's off now.
Cool. All right. So like I was saying, we have this seamless platform with 700 billion just in the UK, but even worldwide. Financial advisors have not done their job. If they did do their job and get everybody to have at least 5 to 10 cents in every dollar saved away in gold and silver, then you would have seen a lot more demand for it. Now, I'm not speculating on the future price of gold and silver, but what I can tell you is that when the awakening comes, that we haven't been doing what we ought to have been doing, there's going to be a rush for gold and silver, and there'll be less and less availability. So when people are looking for, well, where do we go and buy gold and silver? Our pricing structure is so transparent. You can compare our prices to just about anybody out there. And then you add this little function that we also have the ability to add cryptocurrency. Nobody offers that. And this is what sets us apart. So I'm struggling to speak a little bit, but I'll hand it back to you, Adrian. And,
I'm going to bring Ryan in a minute. You have a drink for 5 minutes.
I'm available for anybody that wants to reach out via Adrian. Get in touch.
Right. Ryan, thanks for coming on. Ryan just sent me a message on Facebook, thought he'd missed the hangout, and I said he's still live, so I just popped in the link through, so he's come straight on. So thanks for that, Ryan. Ryan Conley is based in America, and he's got involved in Swiss Gold Global at the same time as me. So, and I know Ryan is very heavily into Bitcoin, so I'm not sure if you've heard the news, Ryan, about Swiss Gold Global bringing Bitcoin as a product into the business. Have you heard what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, that's what really got caught my attention in the first place, Adrian, is when we were talking about gold being on, and silver being on the blockchain. Like, I just see it as the way when base people freezing their accounts, instead of people leaving their vault money in something like that, they could put it into gold and silver, but in crypto. With people that we trust, like Bill here on the call. I mean. And then I met Bill. I was like, I feel extremely safe. And Claudia met and Jay Gold here. Like, I mean, Joe, sorry, I'm so, I've been on these calls a few times, but I just really see this company as a trusted one. You want to work with people that you trust. I trust Bill 100%. He's ready to give me update. I know the technology is going to be in place to go ahead and combine perfectly gold and silver. It's that easy. The people in crypto want that. The people in gold and silver, they want that. They just don't know they want that yet. So when we bring this out to our dudes, it's going to go viral. I mean, this is the company. You got to pick a gold and silver company. Why not this one? This was simple. And simple, make your money back. And I dig it. I love you all. Let's rock it.
Okay, cheers, Ryan. So, me and Ryan are working together. Ryan's on the US side. I'm in the UK side. And
hey, this is my buddy Moise, real quick. Also, he lives next to me. He's interested in coming. He's actually signing up right now into the gold company. Yeah. Go ahead. That's the CEO.
How you doing?
Hi. Nice to meet you.
There you go, Bill.
This is Moises.
Bill, do you want to have a quick word with this guy?
Okay, hold on.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Ryan. Great to see you here on the call. And who's the young gentleman beside you?
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Moises, and Ryan's getting me actually, he already got me signed up with the company.
And what's your name?
I just got uploaded. My name is Moises.
Moises, nice to meet you, and welcome to Swiss Gold Global. Welcome for being smart, getting yourself involved with tangible wealth, gold and silver, and diversification into crypto. I wish I had your knowledge at your age. You've got a great future ahead of you, and great mentorship beside you. That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, cheers, guys. That's great. Cheers.
Hey, Bill, it's good seeing you again. It's good seeing you again, man. I know you got everything right on track for all of us. So just looking forward to that day,
We are too, Ryan. We're hard at work. I'm away right now meeting with the IoT engineers, and it's looking fantastic. So at the end of the month, the crypto environment will be able to bridge the gap with the precious metal, Swiss certified precious metal environment. And that's just phase one. So there's a lot more to come, of course. And we see very strongly the importance of the 21st century money, cryptocurrency, and blending that with gold and silver has been really a no-brainer to be able to help people and set them free. And most importantly, to get paid to save in a cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin and get paid to save in Swiss gold and silver. We heard earlier that Claudia, our main distributor, our platinum ambassador, has been with us since 8 years, and I think she told the story that she was involved in the corporate side of a large MLM company, and I was a distributor in that particular company, and we were doing pretty well on that. And she saw the bonus checks coming in, of course. So, but she understands the concept completely. Don't take my money to pay for my gold and silver. Let me share this and help other people create wealth. Take my commissions and convert that directly into gold and silver. I love being paid to save. And that's what we're going to do in the Bitcoin world as well with gold and silver.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah, I just got 2 questions from a guy called Dean in the chat. He's saying, can you see gold and silver going up with a bang over the next couple of years? And also, would $100 or $200 a month gold and silver savings as a beginner be a good starting point?
Okay, well, none of us have a crystal ball, and Prem can probably jump in here as well. But one thing I can tell you very clearly, and Prem did touch on it, of course, and that is that every currency on this planet, regardless of where you are, whether you're in Eastern Europe here, whether you're in North America here, or Western Europe or Australasia, every currency on this planet is going to lose more than 50% of its buying power in less than the next 10 years. Some currencies may not even exist in the next 10 years. So we need to be smart. So even if gold and silver stays where it is, we know over 5,000, 6,000 years of history, this stuff, I don't know whether you can see it, this silver, pure silver from Swiss gold, from Argo Horizon Refinery. Well, my gold I carry with me, it's preserved wealth for 5,000 or 6,000 years. Your paper currencies aren't going to do that. So it's not about the pricing. Now, with that on top, China being the #1 producer of gold, China being the #1 consumer of gold, by 2020, it's predicted that China will probably have its inventories of gold depleted. So they're going to continue, like many Eastern countries, keep being a buyer of gold. They've been buying 100 metric tons of gold per month. There's only 2,500 new metric tons of gold produced each year. They're a major provider. Russia Central Bank also diversifying from the ruble, protecting their wealth. Okay, so a lot of the wealth's transferred from the West right now to the East, and there's the old saying, where the gold is, they rule. And we can become our own rulers by diversifying into gold and silver, building cash flow, and of course being involved in the new 21st century currency, crypto as well. So that's my point on it.
And what I find is, with regards to Dean's question, there, $100 to $200 a month, I think that's a great start.
It's a great start.
Yeah, you can join a lot of these online companies and pay ownership.
People ask me, what should the ratio be? Well, it's a good question, that. A lot of people like to do it the average gold-silver ratio. Somebody, it might be 12, maybe 20 parts silver to 1 part gold. I like to do it 50-50, actually. The most important thing is that you're taking part of your paper wealth. Prem use 5 to 10%. If you can afford 5 or 10%, we allow people from as little as $25 a day to convert paper wealth, which is losing value, putting it into gold and silver. So that's less than $1 a day, $25 per month, I should say. So as long as you're starting, you understand and learn why you're doing it, and you're involved in a platform that is secure, that is safe, that is liquid, there's really very minimal risk. And I think that's important. But Prem, you wanted to say something there as well.
Can I just help answer Dean's question with a scenario, and then you think what might come out of it, right? So gold, physical gold, when it is traded amongst gold traders in London, there's a gold ring, and they actually trade contracts with each other. And a lot of it happens electronically. So there are traders, computers plugging into the terminals from all over the world, and it's a live trading. So you see the price moving every second. It doesn't stay fixed, but it's now computerized, right? But what is it that they're doing? you can't really, if I'm going to sell gold to Adrian is another trader with another bank, and then Adrian's going to sell it to Bill, and so on and so forth. You can't physically easily move the gold. There's insurance costs involved in all that. So they've been trading something called futures, which is literally a piece of paper that says 1 ounce of gold. Okay, so I sell, Adrian buys. Adrian sells, I buy. And like this, there's a million transactions taking place all day long, right? The reality is that for 300 of these, there's only 1 ounce of actual physical gold. Now, whilst Adrian is happy to take this piece of paper and assume it has the value of gold and vice versa, swap it back with me, that's fine. But a day may come where Adrian says, I don't want your paper. I want the actual delivery, and I'll pay for the insurance. I'll pay for the delivery. If just half of those 300 traders started demanding physical delivery of gold instead of paper contracts, you tell me, or you imagine now, what the demand for gold should be if it is just 1 actual physical ounce in existence for every 300. They've created these things to play around, and the system is very corrupt. They play around with this stuff, and we get an impression that they know what they're doing, but they're actually, fooling everybody. And the wise people, those are central banks, wealthy people, and those who are switched on, who are on the ball, right? They accumulate and they take the physical in possession. And whether you leave it with Swissquote Global in the secure Swiss vault, which is part of your package, it's included, you can leave it there and liquidate it at any time you want, or get it home delivered. But nothing like physical. No unit trust, no stocks, no gold mining company shares. Nothing comes close to the actual physical, because all those are digits in a computer. They can vanish overnight. But the physical is something you can hand to your great-grandson at some point in the future and say, you know what? Instead of going through property transfer and lawyers and filling out forms and everything, here is a couple of $100,000. There you go, in your pocket. So I hope that answers why gold should be a lot more than it is, but we don't know how much it should be straight away.
And I can just add to that. I've been around the block a few times, putting money into different businesses over the last couple of years. Auto ships, $50 a month for this, $100 a month for that. And a lot of people spend money on auto ships every month, and 6 months, 12 months down the line, they end up quitting that business, and all that money is lost. It's just lost income. But with this business, you can just save $25, $50, $100 a month, save it for 6 months, save it for 12 months. If at the end of 12 months you've had enough of this business for whatever reason, then you just sell your gold and silver, and there's a very strong chance you're going to get your money back plus an increase. Yeah, gold can go down as well as that, but there's a very strong chance you're going to get your money back plus more. Am I right? Am I right, Prem?
Yeah, it's not just get your money back. This is the only way you can actually park value. Now, you have to ask, what is money and what is value? Value is something. Gold will be here when all of us are gone. The dollar may not. This is exactly what Bill just said. So what you're accumulating is an insurance against both the banking industry, the whole overall banking sector, the global economy itself. So if there is any risk, all those people wake up at some point and rush to something called a safe haven, which is gold. And they always do that. It's a safe haven asset for a reason. And if wise people throughout the generations in every culture have been doing it, we have no reason now to think that something else will come along that will somehow make gold worthless. It cannot happen. The only time gold was ever worthless is for a brief moment in history during Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where they didn't know how gold would react to the nuclear explosion. Turns out it even absorbs the radiation and releases it quickly, so it cleans itself out. So, gold has never, ever in history been considered worthless. So you park your money in gold, whatever else, let it collapse, but you will be better off than your next door neighbor who isn't doing what you're doing. And listen, this isn't just about you saving gold and you buying gold at whatever affordable rate that you can actually do it. This is you being able to introduce other people, earn very healthy commissions, and use the commissions to save. So if your system, you develop this, you work at it, and you help yourself create a system where your gold is ever increasing in both in quantity and obviously in overall volume in savings, why would you want to spend your own money on it? So this is why the system actually helps you. It pays you to save. And I hope that explains it, Adrian.
Yeah, that's absolutely, yeah, that's brilliant. So if you want any more questions, guys, we've been going for over an hour now, an hour and 15 minutes. How's things with you, Ryan? Any questions to add, Ryan? Ryan Conley in the US there?
Solid, bud. Yeah, see. Yeah, we're good, man. Let's just move forward here in the next few weeks. And I know this seems to be going to grow very quickly when this technology is in place. Awesome. I'm out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be in touch, Ryan. We'll keep in touch over the next. We'll start to take this to the next level now, because things, especially with Bitcoin on board now in the next couple of weeks, I think we can really do something with this now. Bitcoin, gold, and silver. That's something unique. I don't think there's anybody else sort of doing that under one roof. Would you agree?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys. Thanks for that, Ryan. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch. So,
Bye, Claudia.
All right, guys. Unless there's any more questions. Yeah, Dean, there's a question from Dean there. Another question from Dean. He's saying he always seems to struggle with the affiliate side of bringing people in. But yeah, everyone struggles with building a team. But I can certainly help you with that, Dean. There, there are sort of certain trainings and systems you need to get in place to start building a list. And you give me a ring tomorrow, Dean, and I can have a one-on-one call with you and arrange a screen share and show you what I do to build my list and get my get prospects looking at my business. And yes, a lot of people do struggle with that, but as long as you've got a system in place and you stick to doing these sort of tasks every day, I can certainly help you with bringing a few people and sign-ups into this business, if you decide to join. So that's the least of your worries. I would just get a grips with the business, log into the back office. There's mentoring and training in the back office, and start a savings plan, as you said, $100 or $200 a month. That's the easy part, and then we can worry about the list building as time moves on. Now we can do a bit of training every week, So give me a call on that, Dean, tomorrow. So anybody else got anything to say? Prem or Bill? Two Bills?
Two Bills.
I'd like to thank you, Adrian. I want to thank Dean for his questions, everyone participating on this call. It's important to diversify. It's important to be engaged in new technologies. It's important to be engaged in technologies or products or real wealth that's been around for 5,000 or 6,000 years. So I want to thank everyone for attending this. We're here for you. And I want to wish everyone much success, much prosperity in life. And Swiss Gold Global, it's designed to be a low risk. We have 14-day money-back guarantee. You can sell back your gold and silver at any time. It's less than $1.60 a day. I mean, Starbucks coffee, I think, is even in Shanghai, China, is about $4.50. So, you drink that, and of course it goes down the drain, doesn't it? Here you're building real wealth, and we're talking long term. You're diversifying into a company that's been around, that has tangible assets, and that's what you need to be doing to building real wealth and to be able to generate cash flow to set yourself free. Because there's no question about it, the financial system for the derivatives that we have out there that Prem touched on, $700 trillion plus, it is corrupt, and it's made the system very fragile out there. And you want to be prepared. It's not about having fear. It's about having knowledge, being prepared, making the right decisions, being engaged in the right platform that can actually help you and ride out through these tough seasons, financial seasons. So with that, I want to thank everyone for inviting me to the call, and we're here to answer any questions in the future if you need us. In respect, Dean, I also recommend you go to 45second.com. Don Fail, this man built an organization of 800,000 people. There's free information. There's 3 chapters there. 45second.com. Read the chapters there. Napkin presentations there. Don also provides He travels all over the world. In fact, he just got back from Moscow. He was in Hungary. He was in Poland, Warsaw, Poland. He's going to the Philippines and he's going to Japan. So he's a real icon in the industry. He's in his 70s, but he knows the game. And I think, it won't have all the answers for you, but I think you're going to get a lot of knowledge in this industry. But the most important thing is to know why you're in the game and persist. No one ever builds wealth if you do not persist. Jumping ship all the time doesn't do anything. So with me, I'd just like to say thank you very much and look forward to working with everyone in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that. I've just put that link, 45second.com, in the chat. And don't forget, guys, if any of you are looking to join, give me a ring tomorrow. And you're not just joining me. You've got obviously the four people on the call here tonight. You got the Bill, the CEO. You got Bill Wilmot. You got Prem and Claudia, obviously the top earner and the longest standing in the business. So it's not just me you get any information from. If you've got any people you want to bring into this business as well, we can do 3-4-way calls. And then we got all the credibility. You're not just sort of dealing with me. We got 3, 4, 5 people, even a lot more experience than me as well. So this is all about team building as well. So we're going to leave it at that, guys. Is that okay?
That's good, Adrian. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Well, Adrian,
yeah.
let me just add you something. Well, I hope there are some other top income earners above me soon.
Yes, exactly.
That would be nice too.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask how much you're earning, but that's going to take some doing, I think, isn't it? That's going to take some beating. That's going to take some time.
Like everything, but hey, that's okay. The great thing is we have all the possibility, or you guys, or anybody who joins now has the possibility to become. So that you should put it on your vision board.
Definitely,
yeah. I'll certainly be doing that, yeah.
And actually, Adrian, Claudius has raised a very interesting point in these particular online platforms. And I mean, as you said at the beginning of the call, hopefully I don't want to keep this extending on longer and longer, this particular call, but it's very, very important, I think. I've been involved in this industry also since the 1990s. And that is our pay plan was designed by Mike Sheffield from the Sheffield Resource Network in the US. It cost a significant amount to have this design. Now, it does not matter where you join, when you join, I should say. The person joining today has the ability of earning a lot more money than what Miss Claudia has earned, because it's the way the pay plan is actually designed. It's about what you do, it's what your commitment is, and it's about the organization that you build. You can earn a lot more than what Claudia does. So it's an equal opportunity pay plan, and that's really the way that we wanted to actually do it. So it's not just the people at the top who are going to make it, it's for everyone. So it depends on you. So persist, understand, learn, and move forward. So with that, I'll say goodbye, and that's enough from me. Thank you.
Okay, Bill Wilmot, have you got a quick few words, and then finally on to Prem?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just going to find myself. I can't find the volume. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, fine.
Oh, cool, right. Yeah, I was just going to say, really, I think for me, I'm just really excited because I've seen a glimpse of the future from Bill and a few calls now. And every day I'm just thinking about this crypto coin marriage and the precious metals. And I think it's going to be mind-blowing, yeah? So I think it's about, for us, just sharing opportunities, as many people as possible, bringing them into our network and showing them what's on offer here. I think the real message is the value the company bring, because they look for value every single time. And I think when you see this crystallised in a launch, it will be obvious to everyone what they're bringing to the table. Yeah, so it's a good thing to look forward to. I'm very, very happy.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks, Bill. And finally, on to you, Prem, to finish off. Thanks a lot, Prem.
Yes, thank you everyone for being here, for your time and for listening. I just wanted to touch on the compensation plan. I wanted something for myself where my effort equals my rewards, and I found it. And I think Claudia mentioned it in a way, but we are legit and acceptable in all 50 US states and all of the Western world, which by default means we are good to go in the rest of the world as regards compensation. There's a trail of destruction left behind by various programs, some big ones, some not so big. And, some people made money, some didn't, but a lot of people are feeling the hurt and the pain. This is a brilliant solution. The timing in the market informs us we are in a good place. The compensation plan gives us comfort that this is a fair and good reward for your efforts. And like I mentioned before, we've got pedigree, we've got longevity, we've got class. And you take all these things together, there is very little really anybody can pick holes at. And I'll assure you this, go online, find a negative review on this company, and there is nothing there. There may be an opinion, but they can't really pick holes because it is designed to benefit those who will work at it. Those who will drop out from it, we're going to drop out no matter what happens with any other plan anyway. But this is something where you're actually bringing something of value, and focus on savers. You know, if you don't necessarily just want, if you're struggling to recruit as an MLM, focus on Saver. Saver, the free Saver account. It's a Swiss Saver account, and it's free, $25 a month. That's all it takes. Try telling that to somebody. You know, even the barista you're getting a coffee from, you could try telling them, would you like to consider this? And you get nearly wholesale price for gold and silver. Watch their eyes pop out. You know, if you take all these things into consideration, I recommend, if you're joining as an affiliate, do it quickly. Get in touch with Adrian. Do it quickly. We're here to support you in every holistic way possible, but there's a lot more going on in the background also. So for training purposes, for understanding the system, get on board now and you will learn. Give yourself some time so you're better prepared, because when the launch comes, it'll be like, hey, you know what? This cryptocurrency gold and silver platform is my home. And you want to be in that frame of mind three weeks from now. Get in now if you can. Thank you, Adrian.
There you go. Okay then. Thanks everyone. I'm going to call it a night. So thanks Bill Wilmot. Thanks Claudia. Thanks Prem. And thanks a lot for you, the CEO of Swissco Global, Bill Rowell. Thanks for everything, guys. And we'll probably do one of these every few weeks. We'll probably do another one of these in 3 weeks' time when the actual launch takes place of the new product. So we'll catch up with you in a few weeks' time. And this has been recorded anyway, so I'll be sending a recording out on my updates. Okay, thanks everyone again. All the best. Cheers, Bill, Prem, Claudia. Good night.